I'm going to introduce Connie, but for members, if you brought your resource guide, this is a great time to take notes. And if you are not a member yet, this is one of the welcome gifts you have, is a print directory and journal for you to take notes at your networking events. And you get this nice little gift bag for our members. But this is new member November, so when you join in November, you also get a complimentary showcase table at a luncheon within the next 6 months. So that's a big thing that we don't normally do, obviously. But if you're interested, I'll be here afterward to tell you more about membership. I'll just find one of these quiet tables to talk with you about membership so you can decide whether it's the right place for you. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Connie Hertz. And Connie started out as, she's a former oncology nurse, so that's somebody who has a big heart and helps a lot of people. And now she uses her big heart and helps people by helping us to achieve our dreams. She recently took a group to Hawaii to work on their big dreams. And she does that through coaching and speaking, and she's just a fabulous woman to know. She was the recipient of this year's 2015 Destined to Win Connector Award, because once you get to know Connie, you will be extremely well connected, and she's always thinking about who needs to meet each other. And let's see, I think I talked about the things that I was going to make sure that I would share. Oh, I also wanted to say that we originally heard Connie speak at, twice a year we have a speed speaker showcase where the members sign up and they can give a 4 to 5 minute presentation, and that helps us to choose our topics. And we got such great responses. And we have to invite Connie back for this month of gratitude to share with us. So come on up, Connie, and welcome.
Do you all have, can you hear me? A little bit closer, can you hear me? No, it's not.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No? Oh my gosh. Okay, well,
I touched something on the bottom.
On the bottom, maybe.
Yeah, that's how you turn it on and off, but, okay, no?
Oh,
there
Now?
we go.
Now?
Is it better?
Sorry.
Can you
Just
hear me?
whack it.
Yes. Do you all have a dream that you have not brought to life yet? And what I'm talking about is something that's your heart's desire, something that really matters to you, something that would enrich your life. I'm sure you do. You know, as adults, a lot of us, we forget to dream. We don't even maybe take the time to dream, right? And what I know for sure is that when our dreams matter to us, there's a bigger chance, right, that we will achieve our dreams. Do you agree? I mean, they have to matter, right? They have to be something that is so important to us. And what I want to do today is I'm gonna help teach each of you how to dream again, or maybe identify a dream. So we're gonna address that very shortly. Only what happens when things in life get in the way? I was talking to people earlier. Someone had a dog that ate some of her pills. And I mean, that was a stressor for her day, right? We have children to take care of, maybe grandchildren, maybe aging parents, dinner to get on the table, a business to run. What happens to our dreams then? You know, we forget about them, right? It's hard. It's hard to go back and think about what really matters to us and talk about doubters and things coming in. This is what happens every day to all of us. And as a coach, what I have found, the biggest obstacle that comes between you and your dream is you. And I call that part of you, me, the doubter. We all have a doubter, and I'm going to talk in just a little bit. I'm going to share with you how to have a conversation with that doubter so the doubter doesn't sabotage your life. So when we are looking at the things in our lives that really matter the most to us, that is when we're going to be able to bring our dreams forth, right? So I'm going to share with you a very, very big stuck time in my life. We've got little stuck times, big stuck times, things that will bring us down no matter what they are in our world. And how many of you remember exactly where you were on 9/11 when the Twin Towers were being hit? Probably exactly what you were doing, right? It was the biggest hit on American soil that we have ever taken. And it was a day that every one of us in this room lived in fear, right? Nothing made sense anymore. Well, for me, and I'm sharing this story with you for a reason, and I'll get to that later. On 9/11, when the second tower was being hit and I was watching it on TV, my husband of 20 years and the father of our 2 children pulled up with a U-Haul and was leaving me for a 27-year-old. I mean, it's like, oh my God, you know, talk about the fears that I lived within. I felt like somebody came in and literally just took my legs and cut them off my body. I didn't know who I was. How could I even live? You know, my family, my husband, everything seemed to be kind of gone in a blink. And then this was happening in the world. And I had close to what you would call a nervous breakdown that night. And it was a very tough time. But I'm telling you this because not all of our times are that huge, right? We all have a story. Every one of us have some kind of story. Everybody in this room has something that's happened in their world. Maybe you're going through it right now. So what happened for me was I lived this way for quite some time afterwards. You can imagine. I was seeing a therapist during this time, and she said, Connie, you are living in this really, really, really dark tunnel, and I promise you, one day you're going to walk out into the light. It gave me hope, but I couldn't see it. It wasn't something that made any sense to me, but I kept thinking, okay, I want to walk into the light someday, whatever this means. I didn't know. I had a lot of hatred, I had a lot of blaming, things that will totally bring you down and sabotage you, and it was sabotaging me. So for this time frame, I had to move through, and years later I started working with several coaches. I've had many coaches. Coaches are very important to me, and what I found the difference between a therapist and a coach is that they gave me tools. You know, they were actually giving me tools to live by and to work from. And when I was working with a coach in 2012, she said, let's talk about how did you get through that time frame in your life? And I said, you know, I'm not sure. And so as we talked and we talked and we talked, my MOVE formula came out of me. I now have a 7-part master class that I teach, and this is just a portion. So obviously today, in the 30 minutes I have, we're just going to scratch the surface, but I promise you, you're going to walk away with tools that you'll utilize today. I promise you. So here's the agenda. I just want to go over this really quick so you know what it's going to look like. Everybody's got a dream card. If you kind of uncover it under your plates, there's a dream card there. Yep, got a dream card. Thank you. There it is. So what I'm going to have each of you do, whoops, whoa. All right, you're seeing my presentation already. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. So everybody's going to identify some kind of a dream that you have for your life, like I said. And it's not dreams you dream at night. Don't get confused about that. These are dreams that you want for your life that will enrich your life. So, and start thinking about who your partner is that's sitting next to you, because I'm going to have you partner up. This is going to be fairly quick. And the reason I'm having you partner up is because when you share with somebody else your dream, it gets it into that energy flow, right? It gets it into the manifestation phase. It gets it into momentum. And that's what I'm going to have you do. And then I'm going to do a very brief overview of my MOVE acronym, so maybe you could take that out into your life and utilize it as well. And then I'm going to give you a review of the doubter. That's an important piece because we need to learn how to have that conversation. And then you're going to learn a tool that I guarantee will teach you to shift into joy or closer to joy, no matter what is going on in your life at the time. I wish I had this stuff back then, but I didn't. So I utilize it every day of my life now. I coach myself a ton. And then I'm going to give you 4 free resources, access to that. All right, so everybody take your dream card out. And before I have you write your dream, I want to give you a couple stories so you have a little bit of an idea. I have a client, Kathy, who had a dream of running for school board. She wanted to be on the school board in her town in southern Indiana. But Kathy had a big obstacle. This is an elected position to be on the school board. And Kathy's very shy. She's really, really shy. And she wanted to be on the school board and she never moved towards this dream. So as we talked about it, I had her talk about why this dream mattered to her, just as you're going to do shortly with your partner. And she talked about it, and what happened is she said this dream mattered so much she wanted to make a difference with these children. She owns a very successful daycare center in southern Indiana. She's really good with children, but not so good with adults. I mean, adults scare her, but she had to go out and campaign and run for this election, and so she never did it. Well, she did it in 2014. She enlisted the help of her family members, and she went out and got over that fear of talking to adults. She won. She won against the incumbent. Now think about it. If she would not have moved on this particular dream, what would have happened? She would not be affecting these children's lives with her voice on this school board. So that's an example of a dream, okay? And then another client of mine, Donna, and you might be one of these people that go, I don't know, I really like my life. I don't know what I want. She said, Connie, I don't know of any dreams I have. So we talked about it, we processed, and what came out is she lives in Houston, Texas. Her children and grandchildren live in Austin, Texas, 3 hours away. She wants to live in the same town as her grandchildren and children. So we talked about it, we got it into that energy flow, and it started into the manifestation. And I just recently talked to Donna, and her husband got a job offer in Austin, Texas. Is this a coincidence? I say no, it's not. She did what you're going to do very briefly here, and you can utilize and do this every day with your own dreams. But it came to life because she talked about it. So, here's what I'm going to have you do. Got my little trusty timer here. Okay, so take your dream card out. Get ready with your pen. Everybody have a pen? I think Teresa passed some pens out. Anybody need a pen? Everybody good? Okay, we need one pen over there. Okay, oh thanks. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to give you shy of a minute to write down your dream. So go ahead and start. Seconds. Okay, stop. Go ahead and stop. Now I'm going to have you partner up with somebody that's sitting next to you. Partner A, you are going to be the person that has the longest hair of the two of you. So that's partner A. Okay? Okay, so I'm gonna time you. So what I would like you to do is not only share your dream, partner A with partner B, but I want you to tell why that dream matters to you, right? And maybe possibly say, how would your life look? How would it be different if you had that dream in your life today, right? So go ahead and start. I'm going to time you.
It's something I started feeling embarrassment. I mean, I'd like but I guess if I
10 seconds. Okay, stop. Partner B, it's your turn to share with partner A what your dream is, why it matters, and how would your life look like today if you had this dream in your life right now. Go ahead and start.
okay, well, my aunt, my cousin's mom,
10 seconds.
amazing nail artist.
Okay, everybody stop. Everybody stop. So what you can do, and I'm sorry, in the interest of time, it would have been fun to probably keep going on a little bit longer, but I don't have that much time. So these are things that you can do out in your everyday life. Talk to someone that you love that, about your dream, share that. And at the end of my talk, I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with me for a free Make Your Dreams Come True strategy session with utilizing this dream that you wrote down today. And whether you choose to take advantage of that or not, either way, keep this dream around and don't forget about it. Don't just put it aside, but let yourself keep dreaming. And maybe, just maybe you're going to be someone like Donna that has manifested it into your life, just like Donna and Kathy had. So put it wherever you can see it, your mirror in your bathroom, your refrigerator, in your car, on the dashboard or something, wherever. So here is my MOVE formula. I worked with a coach that, like I said, that brought forth my MOVE acronym, and it was, as I look back at this, I think, yeah, I did kind of inherently do some of these things. It's called MOVE, 4 Ways to Get Unstuck and Live the Life That You Love. And today, this whole presentation is called Move Into Joy, because it will give you a more joyous life. But these are truly, this is my hope, is that each of you will remember, because it's only 4 letters, when you get into any of those feelings, when the dog eats the pills, when anything happens, when you're in fear of any sort, when you have to get up and public speak, that's a big fear. I spoke to a lot of people today about that. It's not an easy thing to move through. But anytime you have any of those things that you're procrastinating on, anything we spoke of earlier, think of my MOVE acronym. So the M of MOVE is to get into some kind of physical movement. Whether you just take a walk, get outside, get out into nature, go to the gym, health club, dance, you know, sing and dance, whatever, yoga, whatever you can do, but get yourself moving because it actually produces feel-good endorphins in your body. And it shifts that energy. So that is the first thing that you can remember when you're out there. Okay, what did Connie say? Okay, the M, I got to get into some kind of physical movement because that will help me move forward on whatever is happening. And then the O of MOVE is to take ownership for your life. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame anybody else for what you do or don't have. That's something that a lot of people do, and that will only hold you back. It's not good for yourself at all. And then the V is to verbalize. And we all know when something's going on in our world that if we talk about it with someone that we trust, someone that supports us, right? A girlfriend, a family member perhaps, or whoever, if you speak about it, it's like a weight has been lifted off or the weight got lighter, isn't it? Have you all had that happen? Yeah, it's very important. So verbalize, don't hold it in, whatever is going on. So, and then the E of MOVE is to expand yourself interpersonally and spiritually. And what that could look like is begin your day in a positive way. Do one thing if you're not already doing it. Maybe a reading of some sort, an inspirational reading. How many of you write in a gratitude journal or have? Yep. Gratitude journals are amazing, and that's another suggestion. Prayer, meditation, post-it notes with great quotes or something, just a couple words in a place where you can see it. So those are things that will help your life. So hopefully you'll take this MOVE acronym and actually utilize it starting today, because every day we have something, right, that might get us stuck. So we're going to back up and go back to that doubter I spoke of in the beginning. Everybody has a doubter. Everybody has that side of you that is a doubter. And our doubter is in place really to protect us, to kind of get us to stop and slow down and think, what's going on? But if you do something like I used to do, because I didn't know I was supposed to pay attention to this doubter, I had no idea, I had to learn all this stuff. If you don't pay attention to the doubter and have a conversation with it, it becomes like a screaming child. It will sabotage your life. It will keep you stuck. Forget about dreams, forget about moving forward. But you need to pay attention. I mean, I used to put my doubter in a closet and just pretend it didn't exist. And it's not real healthy. It wasn't healthy for me to do that. So what I'm suggesting is the next time your doubter pops out, which is a lot, I mean, we all have some kind of doubts, right? I'm not good enough, I don't matter, I can't do this. I couldn't get up in public speak. I couldn't do this or couldn't do that. These are all things that happen because of the doubter. So when we quiet that screaming child down, and have that conversation with that side of us and say, okay, what's going on? It's going to reveal roadblocks, limiting beliefs, things that are going on inside of you. It will reveal these things to you as you have the conversation, and you don't pretend like it's not there. And what I'm going to teach you now is to go on. I said in the beginning I would teach you one tool that will help you move through anything that's going on in your life to a more joyful space, or even closer to joy. And I call that going on a rampage of appreciation. Okay, it's big. This is a big one. So I'm a really visual person. I utilize this emotional scale in every teaching that I do, because on that left-hand side of the emotional scale, you've got emotions that run at a higher vibration, right? We're all energy beings. We all, our feelings, our thoughts, everything runs at a different vibration, right? You know, she was speaking about that today with the styling. So joy, love, appreciation, those are running at the top level of the higher vibrational emotions. But it's not always easy to be there, especially if you're down into number 22, where I was at during that time frame in 2001 and 2, fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness, all of those feelings will keep you stuck really long. So what I am proposing is that you use appreciation as the key to get over more often to that left-hand side of the emotional scale. And okay, let's take number 10. That's kind of the one that pops up for me personally a lot, is frustration, impatience, and irritation. And I recognize that because of this emotional scale. I think of this emotional scale in my mind, and I start to laugh sometimes. I'm over there. I'm over on that right side. So how do I get over? So if I'm, let's say in traffic, as an example, I will go ahead and think of, look at the blue sky. It's beautiful weather today, or whatever, okay? So the appreciation piece does come out. With this scale, I don't have it on my paper, but there is a paper in front of all of you. If you want me to send that to you per email, so you can have it too, I will certainly do that. So, all right. So I call appreciation the doorway to get over to that left-hand side. That's what I call is appreciation. And my client, Cindy, for an example, she took my 7-part masterclass last summer, and what happened for her is she began using appreciation every single solitary day. She has a very high-stress job, and she barely could think or breathe throughout the day. So she'd go into the bathroom stall at work and just close her eyes for a minute and think of everything she appreciated. And it really began to start shifting her out of what was going on in her life. And when I talked to her recently, she said this has been one of the biggest tools that she utilizes on a daily basis. And her life is totally transformed, and lots of things are starting to show up. People are coming into her life, circumstances, all kinds of things because of utilizing appreciation. So I hope that you will do this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you each take out your blank piece of paper. Everybody's got a computer blank piece of paper and your pen. Right now, without thinking about it, write down a number from 1 to 10. Where's your mood at right now, with 10 being the most joyful? Just write it down. Write down a number. Okay. Everybody have a number? Okay. So now I am going to have you, I'm going to time you for, because we're running out of time, but this is very important. I want you to go on a mini rampage of appreciation. Start right now by writing everything that you can think of that you appreciate. Go ahead and start. Seconds. Go ahead and stop. So this is something that you can do, like I said, throughout your day, whether you write it down, you think about it like Cindy has, I have, lots of us have done this, and I guarantee you this will transform your everyday life, seriously. When you get stuck, think about appreciation and come up with something that you appreciate regularly, okay? So you could start writing in your gratitude journal if you choose to do that as well. One other thing appreciation does is it brings you back to living in your present moments. That's what one of my clients, Debbie, said it has done for her. So do you remember when I said at the beginning of my talk that the therapist I was seeing said I was living in this really, really dark tunnel and I would walk out into the light someday? Well, here I am. I now have more joy in my life than I ever knew existed. And I like this picture because it is pretty joyful. And then in 2012, I was a part of a book project, and it hit Amazon #1, and it's called Succeeding in Spite of Everything. I have a chapter, and it's called Into the Light, so it's appropriately so. And what it did for me is it helped me to heal. It really helped me to begin my healing process even more and to move through some things. So on my ConnieHertz.com site, there's a free multimedia version of this book, and it's my story and 5 other stories, so go check it out. It's amazing. And I have a paperback book. Would anybody like it?
I would.
Would you like it?
Thank you.
I'll sign it afterwards if
Awesome.
you want to bring it to me. You're welcome. I have some more up here too, if anybody's interested in it. And then here is my coach Vasavi, the one that pulled the MOVE acronym out of me. And here was me this summer at my 60th birthday party. That's my granddaughter Olivia Rose. And here is my love. I've been with Hale for over 11 years. My mom and dad flew in for the celebration from Ohio. My daughter Abby and my son Adam. And Hale's son Gabe and our 2 grandchildren from Gabe, Gavin and Phoebe. And then, like Teresa said in the beginning, this was a dream of mine. In October of 2014, I sat around like you guys did today, only a little longer. I had a lot more time, but I dreamed about a retreat and what would that look like. This was October of 2014, and in January of 2015, a man that owns this amazing, right Elda, retreat company, Elda was with me in Kauai, and it was beyond my wildest dreams, but he came into my life in January, 3 months later. So I manifested that. I brought that, just like you guys did today, the energy was flowing. And I knew it, I jumped in. It was scary to put something like this expensive together, but it, like I said, it became more than what I ever even dreamed about. So it was fantastic. And I'm doing it again, October 28th through November 4th. I'm just getting that set up soon here. And you can go to my website and see the video of this year's as well. All right, there's the MOVE acronym. We'll go quickly through that. If anybody wants that, I can send it to them too. But take out your forms that are there with my picture on it, and yeah, that form, this one. Okay, so if you would like to receive my 4-part webinar series, of course it's free. I'll send it to you on email, and then you can hear more about, in the webinar, in depth, each of the letters of MOVE, because I had barely time to touch that today. And then if you want to receive the emotional scale, that's not on this form, just write it in. And then everybody's got my business card too, and it's an offer for a free Women in the Glow Circle group. I host those monthly. They're dynamite, and there's only 8 of us because it's very intimate. I don't have any more than 8 women total there. The next one coming up, I have 3 more spots, December 10th. It's a Thursday night, so let me know. And then if you want to apply for my free Make Your Dreams Come True strategy session, fill that out as well. And then my friend Sharon, raise your hand, Sharon. She is going to be helping. I've got a calendar after Thanksgiving. I've set aside a couple weeks of slots to have a strategy session over the phone with whoever's interested. We'll take the dream you wrote today, and I'll give you a blueprint to help you move forward on that and end 2015 amazingly and start 16 in a really great light. So, and then also I have on here, if you know any place for me to speak, write that down as well. And between me and Sharon, we'll be collecting these. All right, take your dream card out. Everybody take your dream card out. Just like you did with your partner, ask yourself, what would my life be like if I had this dream now? And what would I be doing differently if I had this dream now? And then, as an action step on a daily basis, I would encourage you to ask yourself, what action, because dreams, you gotta have some action involved with dreams too, am I willing to take today in order to achieve my dreams tomorrow? And we'll end with a quote I wrote. There is a certain sense of joy that comes when you have clarity of your dreams, with conscious daily disciplines, a positive mindset, and a blueprint to achieve your dreams. You will create a life you love with more joy than you ever imagined. And thank you, Teresa, for inviting me to speak. Thanks, everybody, for participating. And go out and use the tools that I gave you today, please. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Connie. It was a wonderful exercise to help us bring appreciation into our lives, especially during this month of gratitude. So we're all leaving with great tools, and be sure to come visit Connie at her table. And our Animal Bridges, our sponsor, thank you again. And thank you to our showcase exhibitors. Be sure to meet them as well. I think I